But yeah, that's serious about the children's books. My dad's an interesting guy. Like, I'm worried. Well, hopefully he dies soon. But like, I'm worried when we clean out his house because my dad like collects racist figurines. So like, what else do you think he has in there? You know? I remember the first time like I talked to him after like 8 years of him just being like shit or whatever. I went over his house. My friend was there, and he was like, "Hey, you got to see my collection, right?" This is the first time my friend has ever met him before, and I was like, "Oh God, what are we?" I've never even seen this either. I was like, "What's about to happen?" He pulls out a little figurine of a small black kid eating a watermelon, and I was like, "What are we doing here?" You know. So hopefully my dad will be here next week to try to do comedy. He's been promising, but shocker, he's not been showing up every week. It's kind of weird, you know. All right, you guys ready for your next comic? This guy's actually a good dad. No jokes there. Put your hands together for Chris Biggs.
Thank you, Bailey. You know, I'm looking at Nick and I'm going, yeah, he does have like, he could be like Mark Andrews, right? Like, if Mark Andrews had the build of how Mark Andrews plays, right? It's kind of like you're looking at him and go like, yeah, that guy probably dropped a few balls. He's gonna fumble and cost us the game. Okay, my name is Chris Biggs, and I have been with my wife for over 20 years, and we have 4 kids together. Thank you. Thank you. I also agree I'm a good dad for staying. Now, you have to understand, 85% of kids that are in jail come from a single mother household. But the other 15% doesn't matter if they're come from 2 parents or just a single dad. Doesn't make a difference. Which means statistically, my wife isn't doing much. Right? Like, her only job here is to make sure I don't leave. I am. So my wife is Hispanic, and so I'm kind of nervous about this Trump deportation thing. And I mean, she was born here, but it's not like Trump has ever questioned a birth certificate before. So, I mean, because her dad's from Trinidad, so I'm just a little nervous because if she were to be deported, I would be stuck here with all 4 kids by myself. I can't do that. But then I saw the movie The Hunger Games. I can offer myself as tribute, apparently. Like, that's a legal thing, right? I will sacrifice and go live on a beach in Trinidad, and she can stay. I like that one, but okay. Now we'll do... No, I think the reason Trump is mad about all the illegal immigrants and this is because I think Spanish-speaking people have been gaslighting us. Like, we all know the Spanish word for yes, right? Right? You know the Spanish word for yes? No, I didn't ask you to show off, okay? But yeah. But nobody knows the Spanish word for no. We're all just stuck here agreeing with everything a Spanish person says. It's like, sí, sí. And they can just be asking us, if we try to say no, they'll just look at us like they don't know what we're saying. And do you know what the Spanish word for no is?
I can't remember, honestly.
Yeah, nobody knows.
I'm pretty sure it's no.
No, what the Spanish word for it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's also no.
No, the Spanish word. The Spanish word. I know what the English word is. How about an awkward transition? Puberty. That's an awkward transition. Like, you go from being fun, now you're concerned about what girls think. I can't think of a more awkward transition than that. Spirit Airlines just announced a new policy that they're banning people from wearing revealing clothing or offensive tattoos. They've also just announced they're canceling all their flights out of Florida. That is. I fly Southwest because I have just a little bit more money. Like, I don't have Delta money, but I got Southwest money. They're changing their policy. They have open seating, and they're changing it to where they're going to have assigned seats now. And I'm a fan of that because I'm tired of being judged based on what seat I pick. Like if I pick that seat next to the attractive woman in the low-cut top and the short shorts, I'm a pervert. But if I pick that seat between the two fat guys, that's saying something else too, right? It's saying I'm like warm hugs from sweaty strangers. But I'm not picking that seat next to that hot girl because she's attractive. I mean, yes, I memorized every bit of exposed skin she had. That's just so I can describe her to the police later in case something happens. Like, what's that, officer? You mean the lady with the mole about 3 inches from her nipple? Oh, she was brutally murdered. And I'm the prime suspect. Yeah, that makes sense. That's I went to the Decoy Museum in Havertz. Has anybody been there? Woo! Yeah. This, if you haven't been there, they have apparently the best decoys made over the last 200 years, which made me realize just how stupid ducks are. Because these things don't look like real ducks. They're not even the right color. And so it made me think, like, are the hunters that are hunting, are they like looking for like the Special Olympic ducks? Like, you know, the ones flying in the lowercase v? Have you ever like been with your significant other and you're like watching a movie? You're both kind of going into this going, yeah, we're gonna see this movie, it's gonna be great. And it really is a bad movie. And like halfway through, you both kind of start blaming each other. Like she's like, oh, you thought this would be a fun movie and be great. And she's like, and I'm like, you thought this would be so sweet and romantic and everything. And then you just, and you're just blaming each other. That's what it's like when your kids become teenagers. And Nick, you blew that joke, that punchline. It was an amazing joke. You messed it up. My wife used to get mad at me for leaving like a little bit of milk in the container. Like, you know, I'd pour it in the milk in my coffee and I just couldn't fit anymore. You put it back in there. And she'd get mad. She's like, why would you put this? Why couldn't you just finish it? And so now I just pour the rest on the counter. Because she can't cry over spilt milk. Yeah. Okay, last one. I feel bad for kids these days because they'll never understand the comedy genius that was Joey Buttafuoco. Do any of you know who Joey Buttafuoco is? This is a real person. Yeah, you're all too young. Joey Buttafuoco, real person, was like Romeo and Juliet if Romeo was a greasy mechanic pedophile. And Juliet shot Joey Buttafuoco's wife in the face. And here's the crazy part. Joey Buttafuoco's wife didn't leave him after his teenage lover shot him in the face. Okay? And then after Joey Buttafuoco got out of jail, she still didn't leave him after he got arrested for soliciting prostitutes. And I guess, like, if you take on the last name Buttafuoco, you're in there for life, right? You're making some sacrifices just to accept that name. I think they should make a decoy museum for Joey Buttafuoco's wife. Hey, my name is Chris Biggs. Thank you very much.
Keep going for Chris Biggs, everybody. Hell